is defined by the stakeholders. We have the university, so we are a scientific institute, and we have the foundations, so we are really kind of a think tank to foster ideas and to bring forward a new thinking in economy. It's about the basic values that are to be found in the certain religions, and we say Weltanschauungen, ways of thinking. And these basic values are, for example, humanity. Treat humans as humans, not as animals or things. Or mutual respect, partnership between a woman and man, and tolerance, non-violence. These are basic values, and Küng tried to explain why and how these values exist in all the religions. It's an overlapping consensus of values in all the religions. Humanity, this intercultural humanity, is one of our main issues, and I think companies can learn a lot from our courses and our research, especially in this field of how to find these new generations, how to sort of bring them into your model. Deliver kind of orientation in intercultural things and in a kind of achievement, the goals of the so-called Generation Y. Because we have a new generation of managers and consumers and producers in the field, and they are more important in the future. So I think we should know about them, and we should know why people want more than just money or just financial success in a business. What are they looking for? Leadership problems of the future, you'll find that we'll have to draw new maps. There are uncharted territories, there are new areas in which you have to find new forms of leadership. So leadership without intercultural awareness and leadership without knowing a lot about the needs of Generation Y won't be successful. I'm the managing director of the institute, and our important task is to research, to support the different scientific strategies, to find new business models, to find new kinds of new ethical models, and to spread the message, sort of. The aim of the institute is to ground a network over companies and universities to connect the knowledge from the companies with the knowledge from the universities. Entrepreneurship, we think that is a highly valuable model for the future, because people are starting business not only to earn money, but to better society, to show new ways of living together and having profit and let's say support for human beings at the same time. So social entrepreneurship is really one of our key issues. And the second would be money and finance. We think that the money markets and the finance problems really are global problems. Money is going everywhere. Money makes the world go round, and the whole world, across cultural and religious borders. So if you can't face the money, if you can't understand what money means and how it works, you'll never be able to define intercultural problems. And the third thing is freedom. Freedom, I think, is the basis of market societies, and freedom is the basis for every entrepreneur action. So we are looking deeper into the problem of freedom, the philosophical foundations, the ethical problems, and especially Professor Dirksmeier, the director of the institute, is doing a lot of research on the freedom problem. Well, it's all about costs, isn't it? I mean, you can lower the transaction costs, you can lower communication costs, you can lower several kinds of costs by understanding better what's going on in this changing world. Speaking of costs, costs are not the only thing to focus, but they are part of a greater frame. If you analyze what costs mean, very often costs come with bad behavior. So the point is, be proud if you behave good, be proud if you do the right thing, because the right thing in itself is worth doing it. And the costs are part of the problem, they are part of the whole framework. Costs are part of our interhuman relationship. Everything comes with costs. If you're developing a new market, or if you try to market things that are bad for the environment, you'll see later on that there are a lot of costs, human costs. Institute is based on the awareness that there are costs in the ethical sense and in the financial sense, and they are interconnected very highly. So that could be a solution which is not trying to cut the creativity of the economic process, but foster it. We are working on audit and assessment programs with several companies, especially with companies in the professional learning business, and we'll hope that other companies can learn from these examples as well. I try to narrow it down on 3 topics. First, make the ethical approach part of your strategy. Try not to think about ethics about like about frontiers or about cutting things off, but to enable things. Ethics, in our point of view, is meant to be to enable things, to enable more and new business models. The second point would be the resources of the team members are very important. So try to keep your interest in human people. Try to keep your interest in the persons you are working with, and try to use the resources of the whole team and not only about of the higher ranks. And the third thing would be, well, it's obvious, think globally. Intercultural problems are part of your problem, and intercultural awareness is an essential. It's not just a luxury product of the new production circumstances. It is a key issue. So think intercultural. Think of the people you're dealing with. Make them part of the project and learn from their resources, and make ethical work in a productive way for your company. The creativity for success and creativity connected with ethical issues. So ethical awareness can be creative. It's not part of a great prison. Ethics shouldn't be a prison you're in, but should be an open landscape.